Hello, great people. Rivers State is again in the news as the lawmakers loyal to the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, are apparently considering the removal of the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara. An ultimatum has been given to the governor, and the governor is roaring back at the lawmakers. You will recall that Governor Siminalayi Fubara has been in a running battle with his ex-wife godfather, Nyesom Wike, and recently a Supreme Court judgment was given. But rather than for the Supreme Court judgment to douse the tension, it has instead reignited the tension in Rivers State like never before. We will watch two videos, and when we come back, we'll be dissecting the politics of Rivers State with the back and forth between the Nyesom Wike faction and the Siminalayi Fubara faction, and also if the impeachment of Governor Siminalayi Fubara is to occur, what does the Nyesom Wike faction, what do they need? Not in context of what is written in the constitution, but in the reality of the political terrain of Nigeria as of today. You will recall that in Lagos State, for instance, lawmakers are to impeach a speaker and select a speaker based on their own desire. But what we found out is that at the end of the day, the decision of one man eventually overruled the decision of all the lawmakers. So when you want to analyze issues like this, you need to look at the reality of the political terrain of Nigeria, and that's what we'll be considering as regards the apparent alleged impeachment of the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara. I'll be giving you 4 things that Nyesom Wike needs. Does he have these things at his disposal? And we'll be dissecting the Rivers issues. First, let us go and watch the video of the legislators loyal to Nyesom Wike, and also the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, roaring back at them. Then we come back for some great discussion like never before. Let's watch.
Members have resolved from the comments that it's important to write the Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara, and inform him about the judgment of the Supreme Court, and go forward to ask the Governor to present the 2025 appropriation bill to the Rivers State House of Assembly. Again, members from the comments are unanimous that 48 hours ultimatum should be given to the governor, because Rivers people can no longer wait to have an appropriation law.
Let me say it again, and let me say it again. I'm not scared of anything. The worst that will happen is me to leave the office. It's not. Am I leaving the earth? Is it going to stop me from existing? So I'm not even bothered about that. But the right thing must be done and must be said when the opportunity is given to us. Let everyone know, let it be recorded this morning that the interests of Rivers State remains my priority. Is above every other thing. Even if it means to pay the supreme sacrifice for it. I want, and I will not hesitate to do it.
There you have it. You just watched a video of the back and forth argument between the lawmakers loyal to the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and the Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. Let us look at what they discussed in that particular video, the issues in that video. Then we'll look at the 4 things that the Pro-Wike lawmaker needs if they want to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara based on the reality of the current Nigerian political terrain, not according to what is in the constitution, but according to the reality of the Nigerian political terrain. First, let us address something, which is that if you are giving the governor an ultimatum of 48 hours to present the budget, the question is that how realistic is that? How will a governor be able to present a budget in 48 hours? That is 2 days. Imagine how many ministries are in the River State. If you imagine how many parastatals are in the state. Imagine how many agencies need to submit their budget. The budget is not only based on the understanding of the governor. It is a coalition of thought whereby the different parastatals agency will submit their needs, their wish, their demand into a document that will be presented by the governor. Then the legislature will now deliberate on it and approve it based on their own wish, understanding, and desire. But then, if you are now giving the governor 48 hours to present a budget, so you want to imagine that how long it will take for the different agencies to bring their budget. If you are saying that the governor presented the budget to the Oko-Jumbo led House of Assembly members that are apparently in his favor, you may want to ask yourself that between then and now, the things in the budget definitely would have changed. The needs, the demand would have changed, and there will be need for amendment. So if you are now amending it, of course, it will definitely take beyond 48 hours. And that is why the Pro-Wike lawmakers need to be very careful, because the Rivers State government said that they will receive the judgment on March 7, then they will deliberate on it. And already the governors taking action by dissolving the local government administration in the state. The chairman, the elected chairman, have handed over to other top officials in the local government. So I think the Pro-Wike lawmakers, although they have a favorable judgment, they need to be very careful to make realistic demands, as the state will come into crisis. The amount of time that they need to wait for the governor to get the Supreme Court judgment, to dissect it and implement it accordingly, is not up to the amount of time that they have been waiting. Else, the state will plunge into anarchy. And as for Nyesom Wike, it makes us understand the politics of Nigeria the more, in the sense that if Rotimi Amechi knows, or this former governor Peter Odili knows that a Nyesom Wike can turn out to be like this, maybe some of them wouldn't have given him the opportunity to rise in politics. But then again, Nyesom Wike fought these people just for the soul of Rivers State. Now, the soul of Rivers State is in his hands and is struggling for liberation. But as it is now, the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has given powers to the Pro-Wike lawmakers. They have recognized them as the authentic faction, the authentic legislature of the Rivers State House of Assembly. In that instance, if the governor, as you watch in that video, continue to grandstand, and the lawmakers haven't been recognized by law, continue to issue words of threat and ultimatum, at the end of the day, if no reasonable agreement is reached or reasonable compromise is reached between them, what will happen is an impeachment. But if the impeachment wants to be carried out as apparently being desired by the Pro-Wike faction, what do they need? What are the 4 things they need? According to the reality of Nigeria today, what do they really need? 1, they need lawmakers. Lawmakers. Nyesom Wike needs lawmakers to remove Siminalayi Fubara, and he has that already, because the Supreme Court has affirmed the lawmakers loyal to him as the authentic lawmakers. The Rivers State House of Assembly comprises of about 30 lawmakers, and 27 of them are in the Wike camp. That is above the 2/3 that is required to remove the governor. And what would be the allegation that will be leveled against the governor? If you are a serving political office holder in Nigeria, they hard to find allegation against you in Nigeria. That's just the truth, because sometimes the people in political office, they don't act 100% upright. So it's always easy to dig up one allegation, whether flimsy or right, against them. And before you know it, before you can say Jesus is Lord, it may be a done deal. So the lawmakers that Nyesom Wike has give him a kind of like super strength to be in position to remove the governor. And if care is not taken, the Nyesom Wike that we all know, the Nyesom Wike that loves power, the Nyesom Wike that doesn't take no for an answer, the Nyesom Wike that is very vocal, definitely would eventually make attempt to impeach the governor Siminalayi Fubara in the earliest possible time, as things appears to be evolving in Rivers State. What is the second thing that the Nyesom Wike faction needs is the judiciary. You see, in Nigeria, whether you like it or not, if you want to carry out an impeachment of a state like the governor of Rivers State, you need to have the judiciary by your side. Fortunately or otherwise, the Nyesom Wike faction already have the judiciary by its side by the pronouncement of the Supreme Court that favors them, in the sense that if the Supreme Court pronounce you as authentic, definitely, because the Supreme Court has given judgment in your favor, it will be a little bit difficult if your opponent do not have a watertight, a strong case before the Supreme Court can give judgment again in their favor, or the appeal court and the high court can give judgment in their favor. So because the Nyesom Wike group have scored an hat-trick at the Supreme Court, definitely judicial pronouncement, because it favors them at the moment, anything they are doing, they will say they are acting based on the dictate of law, because the pronouncement of the Supreme Court in Nigeria is regarded also as the law. What is the number 3 thing that Nyesom Wike needs if he wants to remove Siminalayi Fubara as the case seems to appear? Nyesom Wike needs the police. The police and other security agencies. Does Nyesom Wike have them? Apparently so, because Nyesom Wike's body, mind, soul, and spirit appears to be in the APC, whereby he is ordinarily declaring to be a member of the PDP. But at the end of the day, the police will operate a central police system, and definitely they may eventually, tilt the way of Nyesom Wike in the case of any impeachment. And don't forget that Nyesom Wike is in the good book of the president. The president spoke well of him during his New Year media chat, and Nyesom Wike since then, believe that he is one of the loyal political boys of the president. So in a state like this, Rivers State, as the situation appears to be, you definitely need the police and other security agencies, because at the end of the day, if you say you impeach the governor, it is the police and the security agencies that will take over the Rivers State government house from the governor anyway. So when you want to impeach the governor, it is the police and other security agencies that will provide security for the lawmakers that want to carry out such impeachment. So does the Nyesom Wike faction have the support of the police to kind of like do their bidding if they want to carry out any impeachment proceeding against the governor? The answer is apparently yes. Now, what is the 4th thing that they need, not according to the constitution, but according to the reality of the Nigerian political terrain of today? What they need is the presidency. Yes, you heard me right, the presidency. And the presidency headed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu is apparently in support of Nyesom Wike, because if you look at the agreement that the president, that they draft with the president some time ago, in that particular agreement, that agreement seemed to tilt towards Nyesom Wike. It seems to favor Nyesom Wike than any other person. So at the end of the day, Nyesom Wike has the support of the 4 key actors, which is in this case the lawmakers, the judiciary, the police, and the presidency. So at the end of the day, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, if care is not taken, if he's not careful, we end up being impeached. But he himself has said that he's not afraid of impeachment. But may the best happen to the people of Rivers State, and may the best happen to Nigerians as a whole. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshodadeji. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.